Hi guys, I hope you're well. I'm just going to give you a very quick rundown of the build I used for my one-man doomstack that I sent to Legend. It's with Katarin. She has got a Crystal Cloak for 10% base ward save. She's got Talisman of Preservation for another 16%. She's got Van Horseman's just for single target damage. And then the big one is the full power Mortis Engine arcane item. So it's not a weaker one like the dwarves in the Wood Elves get. Here I've got Worm Spike. I actually used her as a one-man doomstack throughout the whole campaign, and I didn't use Worm Spike. I was using Dar's Brazier because it has the regen on it. It's a great item. But towards the end of the campaign, I got Isabella's trait, so I've got somewhere in here regeneration. So I picked the Worm Spike instead because it's got a lot of good buffs. In terms of banners, I used the Banner of the Eternal Flame, mainly because there was quite a few regenerating enemies in the armies that I was facing. But for most of the campaign, I used the Banner of Orthodoxy, which you get from the Kislev tech tree at the bottom right. So she has a base ward save of 34. That's the items I've mentioned to you, and 8% from her ability here. But the Crystal Cloak has a really interesting ability, which gives you 20% damage resistance for 31 seconds every time you cast a spell, which you're going to be doing a lot of. And if it's ever down, you can just cast Ice Sheet for 1 magic to get it up again for another 30 seconds, 31 seconds. So when that's up, you have 54% ward save, and then I'm also going to be casting Crystal Sanctuary quite a lot in the battle to give me another 60. You can't move, but you can still melee to proc the Mirror of the Ice Queen. So it actually ends up being 114% ward save, I think it is, but obviously that's capped. So yeah, the general style of play, I'm going to show you me versus just one stack to begin with in a second, is essentially keep your ward save high. Not always using Crystal Sanctuary, but definitely keeping the Ice Sheet and Crystal Cloak combo up. And then the Mortis Engine does a lot of damage. And when you're playing through the campaign, you can use Heart of Winter a lot, and that will wipe out 1 to 2 stacks. I only used 1 when I fought 3 stacks against the endgame Crisis armies, because I was a little short on magic. Now, talking about magic, there are a couple of or 3 really important traits to get. So you need where is it now? Mortar Pity gives you +8 wins. Didn't see that coming. Kara's Fate Weaver gives you +5. And Bell of the Ball from Be'lakor gives you another +5. So as you can see here, I've got 123 plus the 29 odd that it starts in the battle with. So yeah, I'll show you the Legend one afterwards that I sent to him. He hasn't played it yet, but I'm sure it gets millions, so it might not get seen. But to begin with, let me just quickly show you me versus one stack, because that's kind of what you'd be doing in the campaign. The campaign never sends more than 1 stack at you when you're just on your own. You can, to begin with, rock around with another Ice Maiden and a couple of Patriarchs if you want, just to get the hang of it, or you can use 3's Leopard stack combo as well. But you can really do it all on your own pretty easily. So let's go and have a look at the first fight. So here we are. This is the battle I saved versus Throt, which was just before when I I tried 4 stacks. This is the one I sent into Legend. No, it's not. That's 2 stacks. Where's the 3 stacks one? Yeah. So this is the one I sent into Legend where I took out all these guys, and as I say, these can cause a bit of a nuisance in the fight. But to show you, I'll show you one sec just because this is what you'd be doing throughout the campaign. So let's fight this battle and I'll show you just how it's done. I'm still finishing my first coffee of the morning here, so hopefully I won't screw this up. But I should finish this with full health. And you can see here on this one I had the banner of Orthodoxy, which, like I say, it's better off to have the banner of the flame probably. So in this one, again, I'm the attacker, so it's nice and easy. I've got Stalk because of Sniktch. It doesn't really matter. What I want to do is, first of all, turn speed up because I want my magic to come down here. But I want to try and find a spot around the back of them because they hide their weakest units at the back. Not their weakest units, but their a lot of their missile units. I'm trying to look now. Yeah, those things. I mean, they actually do more damage to them, to their own side if I'm fighting them here. But I think I remember actually. Did I come through here? What's over here? Plague monks. You guys are facing the wrong way. Yeah, so, and don't forget this, when you pop, so how you do it is you're gonna pop your Crystal Sanctuary to keep you from taking damage. Then when that goes, that's when you want to save certainly that 4. And when you have a large target nearby, that's when you want to use that, so you can try and whittle them down, and you can pop this to make sure you hit them a bit better. This is only 4 magic luck. This is 1. This is, I think, overcast 21. So that's, be careful with that. This you can use sometimes if you want to finish someone off, and this I never use. It's only 4 though, so you certainly can use it. It's just I don't, basically. So let's charge in here, then we'll go in through the back. I tend to, just to prop my ward save and just to slow them, just to mess them all up a bit, I tend to go in, turn it down a bit. You can do it actually on full speed, but for the purposes of showing this, so I'm going to charge in. Let's just pop another one of these. So quickly pause there. Not only does this proc, it's 11 seconds, but this is the one you're looking out for. So you want to make sure that's up all the time. I found that a bit like an old World of Warcraft rotation, actually, keeping your procs up whilst you do damage. And then the one you want to look out for on them, they won't have yet. Yeah, I'll show you that in a sec. So I tend to pop up yeah, so you get knocked down a lot, and when you get knocked down you can't do any spells, but they also don't damage you, so it's kind of fine. So we've popped the first Crystal Sanctuary there. If we look here, yeah, obviously it's not actually 114% ward save, but that's what you're going to be spending most of the fight with, is a capped ward saves. I would have liked to get more physical resistance, but I got Sigvald and Wurzag. I can't remember who the other physical resistance were. A lot of that's from Kairos. But anyway, yeah, so we carry on here, and as you can see here, this is what you want to be looking out for on the enemy, is making sure that's up, because randomly in some fights it will just sort of not work. Very rarely, but it will quite often in the middle of a fight not work for a like 10 seconds, and that's not what you want. So we want them all to gather in. I actually find popping this dude helps to like make them all charge in for whatever reason. If I go and attack some of these dudes, don't worry about his damage. He's not gonna do a lot. Wait, do I need this? So you don't want to for when you're doing 3 or 4 stacks, you want to be very economical about it. You don't want to pop this, even though it's only 1, until your thing is running out, which it is here. It's at 2, so I'm going to pop another one down. And that just, it slows them down a bit, and then of course, so if Throp's causing me a bit of problems here, so I can pop that on for 4. Or not do it because I didn't wait for the cast timeout. Sorry, it's early in the morning for me. Like I say, and you do that attack, and he can take some damage there. But the main thing we're going to do, obviously, is pop an Overcast one of these on. Overcast, I think it's, aside from the Vargeist Revenge and the Vampirets, it's, I think, probably the most powerful spell in the game. It does ridiculous amounts of damage. On my 3 stack, it was there's a Mortis Engine going. You can keep checking them to make sure they've got it on them. Make sure I've still got my water save up. So you can see, I mean, Heart of Winter is just wrecking everyone. Pop this up anyway. So yeah, those Hellpit Abominations will toss you around. That's why I try and fight in the woods if I can. But they often try and push you in the wall, the bastards. So whilst we're waiting for the Heart of Winter, and like I say, when I'm fighting 3, I only pop 1 Heart of Winter. The rest of it was just doing this and waiting for Mirror of the Ice Queen to turn them down. It's the same damage as Ward Save. It's more damage than Chaos War Shrine, now that they've nerfed that pointlessly. Okay, even you didn't class that. But when they're like this is perfect. You know, that's going to nuke all of them. This will be army losses right after this. You can hear it coming now. Let's try and stop. Oh, and I don't have on this one I don't have the ability, so Ursun's Heart of the Motherland, or whatever it is, the one that causes damage to people when they're in your region, that not only gives you an extra 5 melee defense, which, you look here, I got pretty high melee defense anyway, even more if I pop that. Pop that, no? Yeah. You got enough anyway, but that gives you 5, but it also gives you another slow. So that's why, like, some people poo-poo this spell because it's only 25% speed, but you've got the, whatever that ability is called, that slows people down, and then you've got the passive from Tempest, which does another 25% speed. So this is why they made it a low cost but low speed reduction spell, because if they'd made it higher, then it would have been ridiculous when a Tempest wizard casts anything. Everybody would just stop. So contrary to what you might hear, this is a good spell for its value, and a good spell for its all of these spells in ice are good for Kislev, because Kislev, one of the main army types you use is you go all single entity. The newer regiments of renowns support that as well. The big frost bear, he's got a Heart of Winter attached to him to help, so you can actually, again, it's like the devs encouraging you to play the game how they see you doing it. So that's that. That's me doing one stack. Let's go and have a quick look. I'll speed. Yeah. I'll speed up the 3 stack because I actually sped it up when I was fighting it, most of it anyway. It's weird that that's. Is this 3 stacks? Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 3 stacks. Yeah. So let's. Is this the one where I actually completed it? I think it is. So let's have a quick look at this. So this is the one why I sent it into Legend. I don't know why this thing won't get out of the way, but unfortunately, I did actually record it, but my bloody hard drive was full, and the recording stopped. But I have the replay as well. So, but it's not quite as good because you can't see what I'm doing during it, but it's basically what I was doing there. So yeah, pretty tough enemy. I don't believe anyone's done this in Warhammer 3, at least sent into Legend, without using Sword of Khaine. Could be wrong though. And I don't believe anyone's done it with a pure caster as well. He's got no melee line, but again, I could be wrong. Where am I? Oh yeah, that's right. Because it was, I was pretty bit more careful on this one. So, is me going around the outside. For the funny enough, for the shorter fights, it's better to wait to have more magic. But for the longer ones, it doesn't really matter because it's a really long fight. And it's not a really long fight, but I can't remember how long it was. Maybe on the clock about 10-15 minutes. But obviously, we've nearly done 5 minutes now on 5 times. And I did actually put it on 5 times during a lot of the fight because it got a bit dry. But so this is what I'm rocking with. I don't know why I've got less melee defense here, but I did in the other one just then. I don't want to get mixed up yet. So same sort of tactic, coming in through the bushes, popping that again because it seems, like I say, seems to make them get all excited and start attacking in melee. Now this time, unlike the last fight we just watched, they put their healing circle in the right place, which was much to my disappointment. So right now, all I'm doing is keeping my ward save up, so we can, and then go back into cashew. I'm just literally rotating with ice sheets and letting the mortis engine do the damage. And I think it was all pretty much that. There was a big Heart of Winter which I casted at the end because it's when you're playing it's a lot more frantic, or it feels like it is, and you're constantly looking up at here And like 1 minute you think, oh, this must be everyone. I must have nearly killed everyone, and then you look out and there's oh shit, there's more people coming through. So I didn't want to cast that Heart of Winter until I knew I really only had one cast at best. When I try and fight 4 stacks, I can't even cast one. So again, literally all I'm doing is letting that Mortis engine do its work. And of course, when you're playing Gotrek, he has an arcane item slot, so there's various different combinations I tried. The best one was having Gotrek with most of the debuff items on that we were looking at earlier, because he's already got lots of ward save, and then Felix tanking him up with as much ward save as he can. Maybe though with the Heart of Winter, with the Mortis engine, let's slow this down. So I think it's coming towards the end now. Oh no, there's still more people coming. With the Mortis engine, maybe you'd actually have Felix with the Unspottable set on, and I have Gotrek just sort of on his own tanking everyone with the Mortis engine, and Felix buffing. I never actually tried that one. Might go back to some of my old saves and try it. Look, no, that's not the Heart of Winter, because there's still more of them coming in. But again, as you can see, all I'm doing is just keeping up that wherever I can. Oh, missed it there. A few seconds of non thing. With these, again, these dudes were tossing me all over the place, pushing me into the water, which puts them in their favour. But again, I don't think you really take damage when you're on the ground, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, so that's everyone in. So right about now is where I don't know what these guys are doing. Right about now is where I'm thinking, okay, I wish it showed how much magic I have. I don't really know. There's probably a setting where you can do that, but I had enough. I had quite a lot here of magic. Quite a lot, as in I probably had about 40 left at this point. And then now sending everyone in, doing the classic Warhammer 3 AI of just all crowding around. Which I actually think is fine. Like, the normal AI, the AI when you're not cheesing or doing stuff like this is actually much better now. They always seem to put their archers right in the place where they're in the woods, so you can't fire back at them, but they can fire out at you. So yeah, we're nearly there now. Let get me. What I was trying to do is focus down at these guys. No, because they don't regen like the Helping Abominations, and when they go down it costs a lot of damage. But there, I think I've got a Heart of Winter up now. Let's have a look. Or maybe actually, because that sound goes off that horn when they're sort of like on their last legs, I think. What's happening here? Oh, that's the Van Horseman's. That's the Airship. So I haven't popped the Heart of Winter just yet. Like, I'm doing fine up here with my thing. Like, still got plenty. That might look like I'm half dead, but it goes down reasonably slowly. It's the single entities doing all the damage, and that's why I get rid of the assassin first, because he causes all sorts of problems. Because he's debuffing your armor alongside everything else. the banner of eternal flame. And I think this is where I dropped my Heart of Winter. No. Okay. Yeah, because here they're now in almost the exact shape of a Heart of Winter. So I was probably at the time I was probably looking around like this, trying to see if there's any more people to come in, and then I think decided to finish it with. Oh, we must have missed the Heart of Winter. Where was that then? Somewhere in there was a Heart of Winter. Just one. But that was it. The army losses. Tried to kill these guys. Even when they're running away, I can't kill them. Yeah. So that's it. So, get out of this. Get it to the end. So yeah, you can use this as soon as you get the Crystal Cloak and as soon as you get Mirror of the Ice Queen. And I recommend you start with a couple of Patriarchs. If we just look here at the damage, 3.5k, 351,000 damage. So that wasn't my highest. When I did 4 stacks, I did 380,000, but it wasn't enough to. 4 stacks for some reason is much harder. I don't know why I gave it. This was just my first try on 3, but I tried multiple times on 4 stacks and it didn't work. So yeah, like I say, if you all you need to do is get her Crystal Cloak, which is her second quest item. Rock around with some Patriarchs, or like you can use 3's Leopard Skin, Leopard Approach, where you have some leopards in there as well, until you get the hang of it. But then you can just ditch all that and save yourself some money in the campaign. Essentially have an extra army in the place of the one you would have with her, because she can quite easily kill people down, get people down. You could take off Banner of the Flame and put on Speed Banner to speed it up. Lots of things you can do to speed it up. So yeah, mate, I hope if you do give it a crack, you have some fun with it. And that's it from me. Let's hope Legend actually plays. But I know he's inundated, so he may not, but we'll see.